Cook to give the evaluation for Vivien, and I believe they might record this as well. Excellent. So when you are ready, the virtual lectern is yours, David.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator Todd, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Vivien. Well done. I enjoyed your speech. Of course, it spoke to me. I recognize the experience, and I'm not sure about all the other Toastmasters, but I certainly felt that you had pulled me into it because you described, I think what we understand here in Toastmasters is that we all have to rise to the occasion to a speech, but then also an event planning, event development and execution is a big challenge, and it carries a big burden. The stakes are high, and I think you described the stakes, you described the challenges and the scenario, and then you gave us some suspense. What did we do, and what happened, and how did things execute? And I thought you did a good job of describing that. And in fact, following that event, my hands were getting clammy. So that was fun. You kept it light and humorous, while describing the event and everything that came together, and how successful that was. And so I think there's a good lesson in that. We forget that we have a lot of tools at our hands. And for me, I'm an engineer, and it's important to have a list. Whenever you go about a project, you have to have a list of things. What could you have done better? Well, I thought you did a great job of covering the subject. You had a story. Perhaps maybe describe, I'm thinking, well, what about, and I know we went through that process, is what about the backup, the details? What about when things go wrong? What about, of all the things, activities we need to follow, maybe describe what about what things could go wrong and what are the alternative action plans? And we did that, and that's just one small detail. And as far as the speech overall, what could you potentially, how could you stretch yourself? How could you give it a little bit more impact? Well, I don't know. I'm thinking, and we discussed the bigger, when you got an event going on like this, we're all concerned about the details, all the fine details. We don't want to get too wrapped up in the details. What is our North Star? What is our mindset? What are we there for? And in the bigger picture, we're supporting a contest, but we're also there to entertain, and we're there to support all the Toastmasters and be the best at what we do. And so maybe clarify that North Star and what that mindset is, and how are we supporting our fellow Toastmasters. And other than that, congratulations. Speech well done, Vivien. Very entertaining. I enjoyed it. And now, Mr. General Evaluator Todd, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Evaluator number 2. David, it's nice to have visiting Toastmasters give evaluations, and especially when they've been part of the project, so they can see the progression and they can look for deeper nuances that we as an audience might not get because we were not there from the beginning to the end. And you have like a ringside seat on how it transpired and whether or not she was, giving us the straight goods or filling us a line of malarkey, So it's great to have both of you here tonight participating in our meeting. So thank you very much for that.